Hey guys, it has been a while. I had some real life stress to deal with. Now the Path of Exile League is kind of dead, it's over, I am done with the challenges and I am playing some other games, and in this video I want to talk about those other games that I'm looking forward, and there are some games that I would recommend and there are some games that are on discount, like massive discount for like one more day. So I'm gonna start with Last Epoch because this is the more recent one. It just launched the multiplayer, but the thing is, without the multiplayer part, there's not much new content. And I have been playing Last Epoch for quite a while. I have 166 hours, so it's not that much. But I did play multiple builds and I did go through the campaign multiple times. So personally for me, I'm just waiting for more new content like new classes or new endgame. So if you have not played Last Epoch, I would definitely recommend the game. It is like 34 euros on Steam. It may be actually cheaper on my Nexus store. Next game on the list is Wolcen. Actually, Wolcen is gonna be launching a new expansion in like 2 days, on March 14. I have 225 hours in Wolcen, so I did play quite a bit, and it is currently 9 euros on Steam, and the discount is gonna end in like 1 day. Wolcen, I guess, still has like a bad reputation just because of how it launched. It was like a really bad launch, but the game is in a good state, and it has been in a good state for quite a while. The new expansion that coming out in like 2 days is gonna introduce new act, new endgame loop. It already has like a building system or like the build upgrading system for the endgame, but it's mostly just a rift system right now. But it's gonna have new endgame loop. I'm not entirely sure what it's gonna be. It's gonna have new unique items with new affixes, 2 new skills, and a massive skill and passive rebounds. And I am personally really hyped about this. So I'm gonna be playing and streaming Wolcen in the next couple days. And then starting from March 17 to 19, Diablo 4 early access launching, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be playing it. There's also gonna be like open beta during March 24th and 26th days. Now that I think about it, I will play it no matter what, so I guess I'll just try it. I'm curious and interested in it, and I do want, like, I guess more competition for Path of Exile. But I mean, to be honest, I expect it to have long queues and then like issues at launch, so I'm not even sure if early access is even gonna be accessible. The next game that I want to briefly talk about is Superfuse. It's a new action RPG that launched early access on January 31st. It's like a comic book style action RPG. Some people immediately dislike the art style. I personally love this art style. The game is currently 25 euros on Steam, but remember that it is early access. If you're gonna be buying a game like this, it's an investment for the future. Right now the game is pretty much bare bones and it does have a lot of bugs. Currently it has no crafting and the endgame is just random missions with slightly different objectives. Now the so-called fuses in this game is like support gems in Path of Exile. However, it is using grid system like on December, except you don't need to recolor and properly link and manage the links. However, from my own testing and playthrough, some fuses just straight up don't work. Maybe they do work for some other skills, but for my build, which is kind of like Lightning Strike but it's a spell, there are some fuses that are supposed to split on kill, but they never worked. There's also some kind of split on projectile end, which also doesn't work. Although I did hear other people talking about builds and mentioning those fuses for their builds and it was working, but for me it wasn't. So I'm not sure what is happening there. Either way, I really want this game to succeed, but it seems like it's quite a long way from being like a full game. So it is a proper early access, and it is an investment. I'm not sure if I would recommend this game in the current state, but if you really like the art style and their direction, just support the game, I guess. And the next game that I want to revisit is Slormancer. This one I would highly recommend. I got 87 hours in Slormancer and currently it costs 15 euros. It had pretty big update, I don't know, sometime couple months ago, and I missed that update, so I still need to revisit that. The very addictive part of the game is discovering new weapons and then using those weapons to level them up. Then we gain more power and then we can even evolve, and once we evolve we gain like new abilities. And then there's also like a passive skill tree, other modifications, the maps like endgame system. I have a couple videos about Slormancer from like a year ago, so do check them out if you are curious. The game is also in early access, but it is in much better state than Superfuse, and it does have a lot more replayability and better endgame. And now the last game that I wanted to also briefly talk about is Ghostlore. It is currently like 15 euros on Steam and the discount ends in one day. It is an East Punk action RPG with the Southeast Asia folklore theme. The last time I tried it, I liked it, but it did not really have enough for me to keep playing it for a longer time. So I only have like 10-11 hours in this game. And since then we had quite a few updates, so I want to revisit it. However, like all their systems in the game, like the item systems, the skill systems, it's a bit unusual, so it does take quite a while to get used to. And of course it will take some time to understand the game, especially if you are used to like Path of Exile or like Last Epoch, so it's a bit different experience. So these are all the games that I'm gonna be, well, not all the games, but the action RPG games that I'm gonna be revisiting and keeping an eye on. And just a quick reminder, Wolcen and Ghostlore are on discount for one more day. And Last Epoch you can buy through my Nexus store and support me that way. If you recently played any of these games, let me know in the comments below what has changed in the last like couple months, or just in general share your experience. Oh, and also I'm still looking for some other game recommendations, some other games to look into. So for now, thank you for watching and I will see you next time.